All right, guys, we're gonna start seated today. Sorry for the blinding light behind me. It's like just that time of day when the bright light hits that window. So apologies for blinding you. Hopefully you can just close your eyes. Put your hands on your knees and just sit up nice and tall. Elongate through the neck. Drop those shoulders back. Drop the shoulder blades down your back. Make yourself as tall as you can be in this seated position. Maybe opening palms up toward the sky. Starting to make each breath a little deeper than the last. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And just let it out. Just like you're so exhausted. It's almost Friday. Another one in through the nose. And just let it out. On this last one, we're gonna do horse lips. So you're just gonna blow it out your lips. You feel stupid, but it's very relaxing, I promise you. So let's do another breath in through the nose. The deepest breath you've taken today. And just let it out. It's just a natural sound that we make when we're tired and letting it go. So we can work that into our yoga practice too. Start to seal your lips. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. And start to constrict the back of your throat, moving into that Ujjayi breath. When we can hear our breath, it helps us stay focused on that breath throughout our practice. Reminds us to keep that breath going, keep breathing even in the tough positions. It's also kind of massaging our spinal cord back there, lighting up our nervous system, getting us ready to work. On your next inhale, let's reach up high with those hands, and we're just gonna take a little twist over to the right. So bringing that left hand to your right knee, your right hand to the ground, and just taking a peek over that right shoulder. Breathing in to straighten and lengthen. Breathing out to deepen our twist a little further. And on your inhale, reach up high, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the other side. And inhale to lengthen, straighten. Exhale to deepen that twist a little further. And on your inhale, arms up one more time. And let's bring our palms to heart center. We're gonna put the pads of our feet together in butterfly. So grabbing, maybe taking your index and your middle finger and your thumb around your toes, your big toes, and just pulling your heels in close to you for this first stretch. Maybe you give a little flutter, loosening up the hips a little bit, or maybe you grab both toes with one hand and kind of push into that stretch with your hand. Another good way of doing this is taking those elbows and bending forward into that stretch, opening up through our adductors, insides of those leg muscles. And inhale, let's come up. We're just gonna push our heels out away from us this time. This is a nice stretch for your lower back. So grabbing those toes, you're just gonna round your back, let your head hang heavy, and you're kind of pulling back on your toes. Letting that head hang heavy. Trying to push those knees to the ground, but really trying to put the focus of the stretch in your back. You might feel this in your upper back as well, letting that head hang down. All right. We're just gonna turn that left leg. So we're gonna make kind of a little windmill with our legs, and we're gonna push up, right hand back, into a stargazer. Oh, it's so indulgent. You deserve it. All right, nice side body opening. Let's switch that over to the other side. So bring that left knee up, flip it over, and stargazer. Give it a little swoop with the arm just to make it extra glorious. Oh yeah. Opening up through that side body. Might even feel this down into that hip, the front of the leg, into the quad. And on your exhale, bringing it all the way around. We're just gonna kind of spin ourselves around to a tabletop. So coming on all fours. Let's start to loosen up our calves. So just pushing one heel back and then the other. And let's loosen up those wrists as well. So just turn your hands down very gently. This is really a lot of pressure on those wrists. So take it lightly. You might just sit your bottom back a little bit to take it easy. And now let's just kind of flip our hands down and roll your fingertips to the back. So again, just setting down. Nice and easy, not too hard here. We're just kind of loosening things up, getting ready to go. All right, maybe giving it a little shake. And let's start warming up that core. So we're gonna reach forward with our right hand, reach back with our left foot. So flexing the toes, trying to grow super long and keeping that belly button lifted and in. Holding that balance. Let's start to take our left leg over to the left and our right leg over to the right. You don't have to lift it high. And let's bring it back to center. Keep that balance going. We're gonna kick that left heel in, and if you can, swing those right fingertips back and grab onto those left toes. If you can't quite get there, that's okay. And maybe take a look over that right shoulder. And back to center, reach through, pulling that belly button, and let's set it down. Let's go to the other side. So reaching with that left hand and right heel, pulling that belly button up towards your spine. And our head is nice and level, looking down at our mat. Let's start to reach this out to the side. So reaching that left arm out to the left, right leg out to the right. Keeping that core nice and tight. And let's bring it back to center. Whew, holding on to that balance. Maybe digging the fingertips into the mat if you need a little more stability. And if you want to go for that toe grab, maybe looking over that left shoulder, or maybe not. If this hurts your neck, just maybe looking down at the ground. All right, back to center, stretch it out. And let's place it on the ground. Ah. Maybe give those wrists a little more shaken. Let's maybe move through one cat-cow, breathing in for cat and breathing out for cow. Oh yeah, this is another good one for your back. You can kind of just swing your hips side to side, loosening up that lower back, the shoulders, full back stretch there, just like a cat would do. Right? All right, we're just gonna pop this up into a plank, a friendly little plank, pulling the belly button in. We're just gonna take toe taps. So bringing that right toe to tap and go to the other side, tap. Let's do 4 more on each side. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's just take a nice little wave. So scoop your tailbone, bend the knees, scoop it up into your first down dog of the day. Let your head hang heavy. And let's pedal out the feet, walk your dog. Making sure that tailbone stays high, reaching for the ceiling. And let's come to stillness, pushing through those fingertips, pushing our armpits down toward the mat. Let's just take little tiny steps to the front of the mat. Little bitty baby steps. Feet come shoulder width apart. And just let that head really hang and dangle. Get a nice bend going in your knees. We're not trying to stretch the hamstrings here. We're trying to release the back, release the neck and shoulders. Maybe give your arms a little monkey swing. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Maybe giving a little sway side to side. Keeping that breath. You could even take your hands and clasp them behind your head if you need a little more pull down on the neck. And let's release to the ground. We're gonna halfway lift. We're gonna do kind of a 3-point halfway lift. So first our arms shoot back in lightning. Let's bring it down to the ground. Keep a bend if your hamstrings aren't quite stretched out yet. All right, second time we're gonna lift with our arms to the side in airplane. Down on the exhale, breathing inhale, lifting front like warrior 3 arms. And let's bring this down, this time all the way up, root to rise. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. And let's inhale again, reaching high. Let's cactus the arms. We're gonna start to stretch out the front of those shoulders because we're gonna need it later where we're going. All right, let's reach up high again. This time, let's clasp the hands behind the back. Rolling the shoulders back. Nice bend in your knees. And let those arms pull away from your tailbone as you bend over. Exhale, drop the arms. Inhale, halfway lift, just to center this time. And back into our plank. We're just gonna do one set of toe taps. So 1 and 2. And then let's move it down into our chaturanga, all the way to the ground, nice and slow, slow, slow. And for our first little up dog, instead of up dog, we're gonna do a little baby cobra. So lifting, breathing, inhaling up, and exhale, release. Let's push this back into our down dog. And maybe pedaling out the feet once more. All right, we'll take 2 more of that sun salutation, and I'll walk you through it. So bending the knees this time, take a look at those hands, step or hop to the front of your mat. Bending, 3-point halfway lift. So first up, lightning. Second up, airplane. Third up, warrior 3 arms. And this time, root to rise all the way up. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. Let's just go straight into it, reaching high. Bring your hands down and clasp them behind your back. Rolling the shoulders back, bending through the knees. And when you get to the bottom, drop those hands. Stepping it back into our plank, toe taps. Take it 1 and 2. This time, your choice, cobra or up dog. And exhale, down dog. One more time. So nice deep bend in the knees. Hop or step. 3-pointed halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift to center. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And all the way up, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach. This time, when we bring our arms behind, let's take our fingers in the opposite clasp. So the one that feels funny. Lifting the chin high, rolling the shoulders back, bend through the knees. And drop those hands to the ground. Stepping back into plank, toe taps. Bring it in. Chaturanga, and your choice, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's take a deep breath here, in through the nose. Horse lips, blow it out. It's fun, I told you. All right, let's move into our vinyasa flow. So Lifting that right heel high, flexing the foot, three-legged dog. You should feel a nice stretch down the hamstring and the calf. Let's bring it in, knee to nose, and just go ahead and step it on through, nice and easy. And we're gonna swing our arms up into a high crescent lunge. So up high on those toes, your left toes. Try to sit low with the right leg. All right, we're gonna take those cactus arms like we did in our first sun salutation. As you cactus the arms, let's bend through that left or that right knee, and let's bring it all the way back up. This time, we're gonna sweep it through lightning warrior. Breathing in, reach up high, high crescent. Sweep it through lightning. That's my favorite part about lightning is you get to make the cool like lightning bolt sounds. You can make them as dramatic as you want. One more time. This time we are going to launch off into a warrior three. So lightning arms, warrior three. And just like we did in our sun salutations, we're going to bring those out to airplane. And then if you like, reaching forward for a full-on warrior three, lifting through that left heel, keeping those toes pointed at the ground, hanging onto that balance. All right, just stand it up. We're gonna swing that left leg through. One-legged Tadasana. I'm gonna turn it so you guys can see. We're gonna do 3 different variations here. So first variation, let's take a tree pose. So tree pose, you can always start with just your foot down here on the inside of the leg. Or if you want a challenge, you can bring that leg, that heel up, flexing through that left foot. So really digging that left heel into your leg, standing up tall, and opening up that knee. So you should feel a nice little stretch here on the inside of the hip. Maybe challenging your balance by looking up high. If you really want to challenge your balance, you could close your eyes. All right, we're just gonna release this tree, bringing the knee in, and we're gonna step it back into our lunge, stepping it back in lunge, high crescent, and let's open it up to warrior two. So in warrior two, we have to make sure we've got our heel to arch alignment, sitting down nice and low in that right front leg, opening up through the chest, dropping the shoulders down our back, breathing, looking over those right fingertips. Let's flip the palm and reverse our warrior. And moving into side angle. So our elbow comes to the knee. The left arm swings up high overhead. Make sure your chest is still open to the front. So this is another nice side body stretch. If you want to make this a little more challenging, working on that core, maybe you take that right arm up to meet your left. All right, let's reverse this. And bringing it all the way to the ground, stepping back for vinyasa. Option here to float that right leg off the ground as you move through your vinyasa. All right, let's do all of that again on the other side. So lifting the left leg high, stepping through. Inhale, reach high, high crescent. Exhale, cactus the arms, bringing it down and reaching high, high crescent. Exhale, lightning. Inhale to reach. Exhale. Making sure we're sucking in that core on our lightning warriors and also squeezing those shoulder blades together. All right, this time we lift off. Woo. So stretching through that right heel, work your way to airplane arms. And if you like, warrior three arms, reaching forward. All right, let's swing this leg through, nice and easy. Keep that balance. One-legged Tadasana, bringing that knee high. And let's move into our tree pose. So wherever you're at, maybe your toes to the ground because you really need help with that balance. Maybe you're here, maybe you're all the way up here, wherever you are. Find a dristi in front of you. That's a spot on the ground or on the wall, or outside if you're looking out a window that's not moving. And focus on that spot. All right, let's just take that knee, turn it in, and let's step it back into our lunge. High crescent, open it up into warrior two. So take a look at that alignment. We're practicing this round, getting our form right. So we're not on railroad lines like we are in warrior one. We are heel to arch. Let's roll those shoulders down our back. Take a look over those left fingertips. Sit nice and low in your left leg. Flip the palm, reverse. And side angle. So knee comes to your leg. Reaching that right up, arm up high. Feeling the stretch through your ribs. Maybe through the front of the hip. And maybe you bring that left arm up to meet it. Hello. All right, let's reverse this all the way back and pinwheel the arms down. Step it back through your vinyasa option, of course, to float that left leg till you get to your up dog or cobra. Awesome, guys. Let's just take a quick breather here. Let's do in through the nose. Horse lips, blow it out. I don't know why, but I have to shake my head when I do that. All right, let's go into round two. We're gonna up level just a little bit on this second round. So reaching back with the right heel, pulling it in, stuffing through, nice and gentle. Inhale, reaching high, high crescent. Exhale, bringing it down, opening up cactus arms. Stretching through those shoulders. We're gonna need it later, I promise you. Inhale, let's exhale, lightning warrior. One of those warriors. Reaching high crescent, inhale, exhale. Give it a try, make some noise. I can't hear you anyway. All right, this time we fly. So take off, catch your balance. Look for your dristi on the floor this time. Woo. And let's move those arms into airplane out to the side. And if you like, reach forward, warrior three. All right, keep that balance and let's swing that left leg through to our one-legged Tadasana. All right, so this time, instead of tree, we're going to just keep that knee where it is. And we're gonna go into our twist. So kind of like we did in our warm up, you can just grab the left knee with your right hand. And if you need a little more, maybe you grab that big toe with your fingers and kick it out. All right, slowly, let's step this back into our high crescent. And on the exhale, opening it up to warrior two. Flipping the palm, reverse. Here's where we're gonna add on a little bit more too. So side angle, if you're comfortable in side angle, that's cool. Some options in side angle. So maybe you're here on your knee. Maybe you're coming down all the way to the ground for a little bit deeper stretch. Maybe you're coming into a bind, where that right arm goes under your right leg, keeping that chest open to the front. We're gonna make this even more interesting on the next round. All right, coming back through to reverse your warrior. When kneeling down to the ground, option to float that foot. And exhale, warrior, down dog. Doing so many warriors today. All the warriors. All right, deep breath in through the nose. Force lift, pull it out. All right, left leg high, reach with the heel, step it through, nice and easy. Can you be super quiet, like a little bunny when you set that foot down? Reaching high, crescent. Exhale, open it up and dip it down. Inhale, exhale, lightning. Give it a try, blow out that lightning. Last one. All right, this time we're taking flight. So, lightning warrior arms. Take flight, lift that heel. Airplane arms. Trying to keep all 5 of those toes pointed to the ground. And reaching forward, warrior 3. All right, nice and easy. Let's stand this up into our Tadasana. And start to twist to the right, grabbing left hand to your right knee. And maybe going for the toes or the toe, kicking it out. All right, let's step this back into our high crescent lunge. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Flipping the palm, reverse. And side angle, remember our choices here. We can stay up here on the knee. Maybe we set that hand down on the ground. Maybe if our shoulders are open and we're ready, moving into that bind. Let's unwind and reverse our warrior. Pinwheel down, vinyasa. Option to float that left foot. It'll become a habit. If you start it, you'll want to do it all the time. Good work, guys. Let's just take a quick break here. Maybe coming down into a child's pose. Maybe grabbing some water, which is what I'm going to do. Toweling off if you need to. Okay, we've got one more round of that vinyasa to go through. So meet me in down dog. We're gonna make it interesting right at the end. We're gonna do a bird of paradise, if you're up for it. All right, lifting that right heel high. Can you lift it a little higher than you have before? It's our last one. Let's make it count. And hold it through, stepping nice and gentle to the ground. Inhale, reach up, high crescent. And opening it up, cactus the arms, dip the knee. Inhale, lightning warrior. Inhale, reach. On our lightning, sucking that belly button in to help hold us up away from that, that quad. And one more time. This time we fly. There we go. Finding that drishti on the ground. Opening it up to airplane arms. Lifting that left heel high, keeping the left toes flexed and pointed at the ground. And reach through, warrior 3. All right, nice and steady. Let's pull that leg through. This time, something a little different. We're just gonna bring our knees together. Hands to heart center. And we're gonna reach back, grab those left toes, and start to tilt it forward. So you might leave that right palm at heart center, kicking through those left toes. Maybe you start to reach with those right fingertips and just see how far you get. You don't need to come down very low. Just make sure you're kicking with those left toes into your hand. All right, let's release and step it back into our crescent. And exhale, warrior 2. Flipping the palm, you know where we're going. Okay, so here's what we do. So setting up in that side angle, you can stay here if you like. No worries. If you want to give Bird of Paradise a try. We're going to go into that bind. So bring that left arm behind the back, reaching under with those right fingertips, joining if you can. We're just going to step this into a Bird of Paradise. We're going to step the left leg forward and lift those right toes off the ground. Now, if you're doing a real Bird of Paradise, maybe you are lifting those toes up. I'm not quite there. This is good for me, but if you want to do a real Bird of Paradise, you lift that right heel, straighten it out. All right, if you're in Bird of Paradise, just let those arms go and just step it back into your lunge. Reversing our warrior and cartwheeling it down to the ground. Stepping it back for our vinyasa. And exhale, down dog. Woo, that Bird of Paradise is intense. Haven't done that in a while. All right, let's take a deep breath into the nose. Blow it out the lips. All right, last side. And then we get to do some fun ab work. Okay, lift that left heel high. A little higher, as high as you can. Pointing those toes at the ground. And let's step it through nice and gentle. Swinging those arms up high, crescent. And exhale, cactus the arms, dip the knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, 3 lightning warriors. It's your last chance. Make noise. One more. And one more reach. And let's take off this time. So lightning arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Whew. Moving into airplane arms, keeping that right heel lifted, the right toes flexed and pointed at the ground. And now let's reach it forward, warrior 3. All right, keep that balance and let's swing the leg through and meet those knees together. So moving into dancer. So let's bring the hands to heart center. Reaching back, grabbing those right toes with your right hand and starting to kick through that right arm. And maybe starting to lift the left arm high and tilting forward. Breathing through this. All right, let's step it down into our high crescent. Turning it out, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. And side angle. So stay in side angle or do one of the variations if you like. I'm gonna turn around. Or if you wanna give Bird of Paradise a try on this side. So side angle. We're gonna take that right arm behind. Left arm comes underneath. You might be more or less flexible on one side than the other. Okay, and when you're ready, just stepping that right foot in. Maybe you just hang out here. Maybe you start to kick that heel high. All right, if you're in Bird of Paradise, just unwind, step it back into that side angle. Let's reverse the warrior and cartwheel it down to the ground. Vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in through the nose. Blow it out the lips. All right, let's just drop this down into a child's pose. Reward ourselves for all the hard work we've just done. And get ready for the next round. Trying to return to that Ujjayi breath. If you've let it go. All right, we're gonna pull ourselves back up into plank. So we're doing plank abs today. Yeah, so pushing up on those toes. If you can see your camera, maybe just checking yourself. So making sure your bottom isn't way down here, that's gonna hurt your lower back. Or way up here, that's not gonna do much for your abs. So nice and level with the shoulders, maybe a little below. All right, we're gonna go back to those toe taps. So we're gonna do 10 on each side this time. You ready? Dig those fingertips into the ground, steady your wrists. All right, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, suck in that belly button. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you breathing? 9, and 10. Good work. All right. Let's just drop down to the knees for a second. You can give your wrists a little shake if you need to. And we're actually going to drop down to our elbows now. Okay, so you can stay on your knees if you need to, or maybe pushing back up to those toes. We're going to just dip the hips from side to side. So I'm just going to dip right and dip left. Right and left. When I dip, you dip, we dip. If you're a 90s kid, you'll know what I'm talking about. And one more on each side. All right, just drop those knees down, back into our luxurious child's pose. Good work. Okay, getting back up into our down dog, we're just gonna be setting up for pigeon. So reaching high with that right heel, and let's pull it through behind that right wrist. So knee comes to right wrist, settling in, maybe taking a moment to find a little buoyancy in your pigeon, maybe even a little back bend. And once you're settled, sleeping your pigeon. So maybe sleeping your pigeon looks like, you know, up on your elbows, or maybe even this is enough. Maybe up on your hands is plenty of sensation for you. Or if you are super flexible in the hips, maybe you're coming all the way down to the ground, cozying up to that mat. And if you need even a little bit more, maybe taking that right arm behind, a little extra weight on that hip. If this is really tough on your hips or your knees, you can also take a supine pigeon, meaning you're on your back. Supine means back. And doing a figure 4 with the legs and pulling through like so. So if that works better for you, go for it. Okay. If you're in pigeon and you'd like to go upright for a mermaid, you can join me. Nice little, oops, I'm doing the wrong arm here. You could do either, I suppose. It's a nice little quad stretch, looking over that left shoulder. Remembering to breathe. Let's release. We're just going to step this back into our down dog, shaking out the knee, shaking the hip around a little bit, just loosening it up if it got a little tight. Let's keep that left heel high and pull it through behind that left wrist, squaring off the hips, settling into that pigeon. Maybe get a little back bend in there, which might feel good after the ab work. And when you're ready, sleeping that pigeon. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's all the way down here. If you are feeling a stabby pain in your knee, probably back off of it a little bit. A little pain in the muscle, probably okay. Remember that variation if this is really tough on your knees or you're just tired of holding yourself up. Go for that supine pigeon. All right, if you took that upright variation, mermaid on the other side, push yourselves up. Let's give it a go on this side. So reaching for those toes. We've been grabbing our toes a lot today. I'm sure everyone's toes look really awesome right now after 4 months of quarantine. All right, and let's release. Stepping back into our down dog and loosening up that knee. Shake it around, shake it out. All right, come up into a proper down dog. Push through the tailbone, reaching it to the sky. Last down dog of the day, make it count. And we're gonna bend the knees and just jump this into a yogi squat. So feet come wide on the mat. Sitting your booty down. Opening your hips with those knees. And sitting up nice and tall. You could also take a pillow, a block, a water bottle, whatever you got, can of beans, and set it under your bottom if you need a little more support, if this is kind of tough on the knees. Okay, wherever you are, just if you've got something under your bottom, take it out, because we're gonna do something super fun. Take a look behind you, make sure you got a nice open area behind you. We are just gonna fall back. Woo! Ah, that's fun. When you get there, maybe just taking a happy baby, so grabbing those feet, giving a little rock side to side, maybe straightening one leg, and then the other, one at a time, playing with your legs like a baby would. All right, bring those knees back in, let's set them down. We're gonna set our heels down close to our bottoms, like close enough that you can touch with your fingertips, about hip width apart. And we're gonna push this up. Either you can move into a bridge, so squeezing the glutes, lifting with the belly button, or if you'd like to take a full wheel, back bend, putting those hands, palms down, and pushing up. So trying to distribute your weight evenly between those hands and those feet. And making sure you're breathing if you're in wheel. If you're in bridge, maybe setting it down and then popping it back up for one more bridge. All right, wheelies, let's bring it down. Everybody, just take those knees side to side, windshield wiper. That's a nice release on the lower back as well. And then let's squeeze the knees in. Oh, that's a nice release on the lower back too. Maybe rocking side to side or grabbing those ankles and just kind of giving them a little roll up and down the length of your spine for a little massage. You earned it. Okay, let's set those feet on the ground. We're just gonna cross our right over our left, scooch that hip over to the right, and set those legs down to the left for our supine twist. Looking over that right shoulder. All right, let's unwind, help that knee up, and let's go to the other side. So left crosses right, scooch those hips over to the left, and set it down. Maybe taking a look over the left shoulder. Trying to keep those shoulder blades, both of them, on the ground if you can. All right, let's help that leg back up. One more time, squeezing the knees in. And let's just relax into our Shavasana. So Put those feet out, let the toes just droop down, rolling our palms up to the sky. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose. And really blow out those horse lips. Nice little way to take some tension out of your face, your tongue, your cheeks. If you need another one, go for it. Let's start to let go of that restriction in the back of your throat. Letting go of your Ujjayi breath. And just returning to a normal breath. Checking your body. Are you holding on to any tension anywhere? Give a little wiggle. Adjust if you need to. Get yourself nice and comfy so you can fully relax. If you are having some lower back stuff, you might even consider bending your knees or putting a pillow under your knees to make it a little more comfy on your back. And just let yourself melt right into your mat. Shake your jaw around. Let it just hang open. No one's looking. Maybe just imagining that you're on your mat and you're not in your living room or your bedroom. Maybe you are in the mountains. And there's no one around. And the only sounds you can hear are the wind and the birds. And maybe the water if you're near a stream. Taking just one more minute to cherish your time here on your mat. And if you're ready, starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, waking yourself up, fluttering your eyes open. Taking a deep breath and maybe a deep morning stretch, hands overhead, pointing the toes. Ooh, ah. Rolling to your side and just hanging out here in this safe position for one moment. And as you're ready, sitting up back into seated, just where we began. Sitting up tall, rolling those shoulders down the back, opening our palms up in gratitude. Thank you for joining me today. It's been lovely. And I hope to see you again next week. Namaste.